As we all know, progress is fast within the bike industry, and while road bike models come and go, there are a few which stand the test of time and can be regarded as classics. No doubt some of you will say that most modern bikes are much of a muchness, but we think there are a few which stand out from the crowd and have a good chance of becoming modern day classics themselves. So, in no particular order, here are 5 bikes which we think can become items of desire in years to come. As always, if you want to see more content like this, don't forget to like, subscribe and click that little bell icon so that every time we upload a sweet video, you'll get a notification. There were aero road bikes before the original Specialized Venge broke cover in early 2011, but we think it was the bike which finally thrust aero into the mainstream. The organic lines of the frame made for a truly striking silhouette, and even though it took people a while to get used to the contemporary design, it soon became an incredibly popular bike for anyone serious about getting aero and fast. Pros loved it too, with riders such as Mark Cavendish and Tom Boonen winning big on the original Venge, which only adds to its classic status, as does the fact that the original Venge famously included a model built in collaboration with the McLaren F1 team. It was also one of the first bikes which really made it cool to think about the aero performance of your bike. The knock-on effect means we now ride bikes far faster, lighter and more comfortable than the original Venge. Specialized even claim their latest tarmac is more aero than the original Venge, and that's a climbing bike. While the latest and greatest Cannondale Super 6 Evo is more aero, more optimised and more integrated than ever, we're not sure it will become a classic, looking too similar to the rest of the current crop of modern day dropped seat stay road bikes. However, we think the previous generation could already be well on its way to classic status. First up is weight. The previous Super 6 is still one of the lightest road bike frames ever made, and if you like climbing, that can only be a good thing. Second has to be the looks. That latest generation of drop seat stay aero optimised road bikes may be fast, but we think they've lost some of the old school charm that more traditionally shaped bikes like the last gen Super 6 had. Finally, it was available with rim brakes. Imagine that. Again, making for some of the lightest road bikes of the modern age. Could the previous Cannondale Super 6 Evo be one of the last great double diamond superlight road bikes? We certainly think so. But do let us know what you think in the comments. We do look at the comments on our videos, we promise you, and Pinarello seems to be a polarising brand. Some people absolutely love them, and some people think the premium price and the unique looks are just a little bit too hard to stomach. We suspect that the Italian brand's latest offering, the Dogma F12, will be a tour de force of optimised aero tubing, asymmetry and maybe marketing buzzwords. However, when it came to creating a potential future classic, we'd wager their previous model, the F10, was where Pinarello really hit the nail on the head. The performance of the F10 is unquestionable. It's won plenty of the world's biggest races with some of the world's best riders. But where it really wins for us is the fact that in recent years we think it's one of the more normal looking bikes Pinarello have made, with relatively subdued tube shapes. So perhaps the Pinarello Dogma F10 will be the sort of bike collectors will be lusting after in years to come. We've put the Specialized Alley Sprint in at number 4, but the Cannondale CAD12 and the Trekimonda ALR are equally as important. As you may have worked out, they're all connected by being high-performance aluminium road bikes, and we think any one of them could become a modern-day classic. Nowadays, aluminium, a one-time wonder material in the same way that carbon fibre composite is today, is an overlooked material for building high-performance road bikes. But from our experience, they usually give their carbon counterparts a real run for their money when it comes to ride quality. Aluminium's also more affordable, and for us, that can only be a good thing. Finally, and this might just be us, there's also something about the look of certain aluminium bikes, which means we think they'll stand the test of time better than some of their carbon counterparts, an essential part of one day becoming a classic. Our final choice will no doubt be a controversial one, but at least hear us out before judging us. For starters, we know that the Canyon Grail is a gravel bike and not a road bike. However, we're pretty sure that gravel riding as a genre is more of a gateway for roadies into off-road riding rather than mountain bikers into road riding. Not that the latter is a bad thing, of course. The more roadies, the merrier. And plenty of gravel bikes do actually spend a lot of their time on the roads, whether that's riding to the wilderness, on your daily commute, or just for a trip to the pub. Why do we think it could be a modern day classic? Well, just look at it. The weird, and let's face it, it does look weird, double-decker hoverbar makes for a bike that divides opinion, possibly like no other. But often it's bikes that polarise at the time which go on to become classic or collector's items in the future. What do you think of our list? Did we get it right, or should we have picked something else? As always, let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe and click the little bell icon so that every time we upload a video, you get a notification.